Hello, hello, it's the Curious Lo here with another review. Now for those of you that don't know, I've been participating in a YouTube reviewers competition over the last couple months hosted by Geekvolution, whose link you can find in the description. We've had to review some crazy things like food and a short story, but this time they have us reviewing something quite interesting, I think, and that is my only remaining opponent's YouTube channel. So without further ado, sXeblues. sXeblues started his channel in January of 2011 and uploaded his first video just 1 month later on February 13th. Since then, he has made just north of 400 videos, accumulated over 45,000 views on those, and at the time of this review has 134 subscribers, but that number is rising every day. sXeblues tends to review comic books and Doctor Who episodes, but he also has the occasional movie review or sketch thrown in just to shake things up. His style of reviewing has jumped between one take straight to the camera, usually clocking in at about 2 minutes, and a podcast style which tends to run a little longer at around 15 minutes. Over the course of his year on YouTube, he has developed his own persona of Johnny the Blues Man, calling his audience cats and kitties, and keeping his voice low and smooth, just like that of a radio jazz DJ. As I went back in time to watch his older videos, I was kind of put off by the low quality of some of them, but as I watched more of his videos, I came to realize that they were all made with his cell phone, and that initial feeling of being put off was quickly changed to awe as I realized how good he is at speaking off the cuff. I love his ability to shoot one-take videos. It's a skill that I tend to gravitate to in any type of YouTube content. It tends to make me feel like I'm connecting with the actual person instead of a fake scripted one. Not that scripted is bad, I myself have shifted to that direction due to this contest, but an ability to talk to a camera and make me feel like I'm being directly spoken to draws me in, and I'm sure many of you would agree. He has changed very little in the last year. He still does one-takers that clock in at about 3 minutes and podcasts that come in at around 15. His reviews that were made specifically for this contest do tend to depart from his normal MO, though. It's hard to tell if this is simply because the material that he has to review is different from what he would choose on his own, or if he's just putting more effort into it because they're for a contest. But regardless of the reason, his Who Reviews the Reviewers videos are miles above the rest. The visuals are less cluttered, as he's just the picture of what he's talking about instead of his usual news-ish looking screen with the smaller picture to the right-hand side. sXeblues knows what he's talking about, and while I've never seen an episode of Doctor Who in my life, I feel like after watching a vast majority of his Doctor Who reviews that I have a pretty good sense of the show, and I've even started looking into watching it for the first time myself. sXeblues started out early on in his movie news being very quick and concise, giving you the news and then getting out of there. But pretty soon after he starts to expand and to giving examples and anecdotes about each piece of news that he has to offer. Which of course can be a good way to draw you in, but this is where he starts to lose me. When the videos start getting 3 minutes or longer that are simply trying to speak to some casting news, he would get the relevant news out in less than a minute, but then go on talking about relating movie for 2 minutes, and he loses me. His smooth jazz persona starts to drag on me, and while it works in short doses, once you get into longer than a minute or so on these news videos, I get distracted. While his voice does fit the persona of a smooth-talking jazz enthusiast, it does border on monotone. I often find myself having to rewind and re-listen to something that has been said because my mind tends to wander. I could be easily distracted, but when an average video is only 3 minutes long, you should be able to keep your excitement up long enough to keep someone's attention. I will admit that I'm envious of his ability to come out with 2, 3, and sometimes 4 videos in one day because it takes me days, if not a week, to make a single video. But I find myself less inclined to watch every single video of his as they come out, because as previously stated, I tend to get wary of his voice after long periods of time. So I will only watch maybe one of his videos that comes out that day. But if he were to spread out his videos over time, this is incredibly nitpicky, but it is something that could help his viewership a lot. When people find you interesting and like listening to you, they come back for more. Maybe one a day, he would be able to gain more attention and views, because his videos wouldn't get lost in the shuffle of the 3 other videos uploaded that day. Now, while I did say I'm a bit jealous of the fact that he can do one-take videos, honestly, the fact that he's so comfortable in front of the camera, I think a little scripting wouldn't hurt. Just working out a little of what you're going to say before you do so you don't ramble on can go a long way. Keeping people interested is difficult, but making your videos more concise and to the point can really draw people in. Just one more little nitpick. Every 5th video or so I notice crickets chirping in the background, and I know from a few of his videos that they are he and his sister's own tank of crickets. So it could be a really easy fix to move them to another room while you film, or simply move yourself to another room, because for me it's incredibly distracting. It was most distracting to me in his review of 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, as they chirp throughout the entire review, making it hard to understand him in places. But even with those critiques, the blues man does know how to make a review. His movie reviews are some of the best I've seen, and he's great at giving you the plot and important details without giving away the entire movie. His Wicked Flicks series is awesome. He's reviewed some movies I've seen, and some I've never heard of, but he gets the entire concise review out in about 2 minutes, and all without a script. sXeblues is a fantastic reviewer, and I really enjoyed watching him grow through this competition. I would love to see him employ more of the techniques that he has used in his Who Reviews the Reviewers videos into his podcasts, and to work a little harder at adding inflection into his voice here and there. But really, he is great, and I look forward to seeing where the blues man is headed. If you'd like to check out sXeblues' channel, you can click the link here. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you real soon. Bye, guys.